Welcome back. You're watching Roundtable, and today we have with us Major General Prasad Samarasinghe and also the Captain Atula Senarath and also Group Captain Janakanana Kara, May 18th. And we are speaking about the role of the Air Force, Navy and Army in the war. And we also touched on naval diplomacy just before the break. And now moving on to Group Captain Janakanana Kara. I also wanted you a specific question because you're a media spokesperson. What was the role of the media when coordinating efforts for the war, and what was the role media played in that context?
Well, I would take it this way. On the part of the Air Force, we were criticized to a very great extent that during our offensive operations that we were engaging civilian targets or civilian infrastructure. So this was one very important area that needed to be neutralized, and the only element that could be used to neutralize this was the media. So initially what we saw happening was, as soon as we engaged a military target, a target of military value, what happened was the supportive media of the LTT or our enemy, general enemy, immediately depicted the situation as that we had engaged a civilian target, maybe a hospital, maybe a school, maybe even a whole village, or maybe some civilian infrastructure like electricity, water or something like that. So it was this speed of reaction that they possessed at that time, which in earlier times we did not possess. So we needed to neutralize this. When the humanitarian operations began under the leadership and the guidance of His Excellency the President, and also the guidance and the direction of the Honorable Secretary Defence, the Media Center for National Security was established. This actually was a vehicle through which we could channel our situation, our position. I think the General will be better equipped to explain this. From our side in the Air Force, actually the challenge we faced in this case was to get the news as fast as possible to the media. So when we realized this, the realization actually dawned during the humanitarian operations. On earlier occasions before the humanitarian operations commenced in 2006, media was not a very important part of the war fighting process in this country. So as the spokesman of the Air Force, the ones before me, Group Air Commodore Ajanta Silva, and then of course Group Captain Andy Vijay Suri, and then after that me, what we did was to get the news out as fast as possible and to emphasize the military value of the target that we took. This backed up with footage or visuals that we got from our unmanned aerial vehicles or the Beechcraft. We ensured that the world at large saw that the target that we took was of military value and that it did not have any civilians involved or civilian infrastructure involved. So this was a process that we developed throughout, and it was the media, first of all I must say, it was the local media, the Independent Television Network, the Sri Lanka Rupawahini Corporation, the SLBC, our and the Lake House. They were the people who first responded to this, and then of course as time went on the rest caught up. So this we finally were able to neutralize this local and international negative media.
This was on a countering basis.
Yes, it was not actually a countering basis. What we did was we did our job to the very best and as fast as possible. So what happens is the first person to give the news is generally believed or accepted.
Like the first mover advantage basically.
Yes, that is what happened. So we got told, we got that, and that came to us with the understanding that media was a very important element in fighting this, in achieving success in this humanitarian operation.
And also building public confidence?
Yes, because the public was a very important part in this whole thing. because this mission was for the people of this country, for the people of the north, the east and the Vanni, and also the people of the south who were facing bombs and suicide bombers and all the destruction. So media per se played a huge role, and of course it was, I would say, the very far thinking leadership that saw the importance of the media and used it in its proper role.
Okay, Major General Prasad Samarasinghe, so if you can also add to that, as a media spokesman of the military actually, what can you add to this same theme?
Well, I will take some few minutes to answer this question, because when I was appointed as the military spokesman in 2005, we didn't have a mechanism to get information from the field, and immediately after that the operations, in the sense not the major operations, LTT, they were just attacking us in those areas, and we had to give it to the media. Sometimes today when there is an incident, we get the information only tomorrow, and tomorrow papers also does not carry that. So it had to be the next day. So that was the type of media coverage we were giving initially. Then we found suddenly we found that LTT media mechanism is very powerful, far ahead of ours. Then under the president, actually President the president has instructed. Then under the Minister of Defence, Mr. Gotabaya Rajapaksa, Honorable Secretary of Defence, then we formed this Media Center for National Security. With that, we were able to counter LTT propaganda, and same time we were able to give whatever happens immediately. Within about 10 minutes we were able to give. Initially people did not believe us, and of course I must mention Honorable Kehilira Bukpal, that time the defence spokesperson, and Mr. Lakshman Hulugal, he is the Director General at the Media Center, and all those people, those who supported us. And initially I was there for 2 years, then after that I handed over to Brigadier Nana Ekkara. Then again I have been appointed as the military spokesman. But during that time, everybody, initially people did not believe us. Then we were able to get the confidence of the people, and we got everybody to believe what we say, and I think that was the major success. And same time the media, I am not talking all media, certain media institutions were there which they always reported against us, and we had lot of problems also. Sometimes when I tell them that LTT did this, they report as they don't mention about LTT. And certain media institutions, I can remember certain channels, they asked me about certain incidents, then they told it to Pulidevan at Kilinochchi, and they got the answer from Pulidevan, and they broadcast that. So it was the initial stages. Then we were able to get everybody together. Then only the people got to know what the soldier is doing, because initially there was a media restriction previously, before these humanitarian operations. For the last so many years we did so many operations, but people did not know what a soldier and what the services did. But this time we were able to tell the people how we did this operation, what is the commitment we had, and exactly what happened there. And because we were able to use the technology, then we got the technology actually, because we didn't have those technology initially. When